Hello, everyone. Welcome to Deploy. My name is Mohan Ram, Go-to-Market Lead of APAC.
And I'm Kejal Shah, Go-to-Market Lead of EMEA here at DigitalOcean. Thank you for joining us virtually at our Asia Pacific, Europe, Middle East, and Africa Deploy conference. Deploy, as some of you may know, is DigitalOcean's virtual experience where developers, entrepreneurs, startups, and small businesses come together to learn new skills, expand their network, and walk away with practical takeaways for their businesses. So Mohan, why don't you give us all a glimpse of what's in store?
Sure, Kejal. So we kicked off Deploy yesterday with our America sessions. If you've tuned into our earlier sessions, that's great. We'll be continuing the cloud native theme over the next few hours and providing you with solutions on how to develop your applications using this technology. From industry experts to DigitalOcean employees, we'll cover things you should consider when implementing Kubernetes at your startup and tools to use when regulating incoming traffic to your clusters. You'll have a chance to listen to our special guest, Jankiram MSV, who will demonstrate best practices for continuous delivery of applications. And we're excited to welcome our new Chief Product Officer, Gabe Monroy, who will chat with our Chief Marketing Officer, Carly Brands, about his thoughts on product innovation. Now, our customers, that's all of you worldwide. And you know that our mission is global. We want to ensure these sessions are interactive and insightful for all of you. Each talk will feature a Q&A, so be sure to ask any questions you have in the sidebar. If you miss any of our sessions live, we'll send you a recording so you can watch on demand at your convenience.
And by tuning in live, you'll also get the chance to connect with other cloud practitioners and enthusiasts in the Deploy Discord server, where you can ask the speakers and DigitalOcean teammates questions in real time about your projects. Make sure to head over to the Kubernetes Challenge channel so that you can participate and potentially win a few cool prizes. Click on the Discord button above to gain access.
And I'm also told that there are some exciting prizes to be won by engaging with us on Discord. Now, here at DigitalOcean, we believe in accelerating the future by empowering development teams who are creating more opportunities in the world of digital products and services. Our mission is to simplify cloud computing so that you all can spend time on doing what you do best, building software that changes the world. Over the course of the event, you'll hear from scrappy dev teams who have done just that, saving precious time and resources with DigitalOcean's Kubernetes and other managed services. We'll even show you a few live product demos on how to replicate this success in your own business setup. If you have key business learnings during the conference, be sure to tweet them out on your social channels and use the hashtag DODeploy.
So let's kick things off. First, with a keynote from our CEO, Yancey Spruill, who will share the DigitalOcean vision and provide an overview of what we accomplished this year. Second, our Director of Product, Jake Levirne, will then give an update on a few new shiny product features that have been highly requested. And third, we'll finish it off hearing from our brand new VP of Social Impact, Admas Kanyagia, who will paint the road on the future of social impact here at DigitalOcean. I am excited, and I hope you all enjoy what's to come. So let's get started. Take it away, Yancey.
Welcome to Deploy, DigitalOcean's virtual conference. This edition of Deploy is focused on cloud-native applications and businesses. And over the next few hours, you'll hear from DigitalOcean employees about best practices to build and grow your cloud-native apps. Plus, you'll also get to hear from our customers on what they've built using our products and the role DigitalOcean plays in helping them grow their businesses. And most importantly, we'll hear from you. Throughout the event, we'll be using Discord as our main chat platform where you can ask any of the speakers questions, connect and network with other conference attendees, and chat with DigitalOcean employees on any and all things cloud native. Any and all of your questions are welcomed, so please make sure to join the Deploy Discord to get the full conference experience. At DigitalOcean, we're driven by our values, and our core values start with community. We strongly believe that our community is bigger than just us, and we serve a global community of builders, including developers, entrepreneurs, and startups who want to build successful products using the power of cloud computing. Many of these builders created products to ease the pain caused by the pandemic, and I want to give them special recognition today. I feel honored that they chose to build their products on DigitalOcean. Now let's take a look at two of these businesses. The first company I'd like to highlight is Blindside Networks. Blindside Networks is an open source virtual teaching platform. They've hosted over 1.6 billion minutes of online classes in the past 13 months and have ensured that students around the world have uninterrupted access to education during these trying times. They use DigitalOcean products such as Droplets, managed Kubernetes, and managed databases to scale their business. Next, I'd like to tell you about Medito Foundation. Medito Foundation is dedicated to improving mental well-being and helping people cope better with depression, stress, and anxiety. They use technology to research and develop solutions that positively transform the way we all experience our lives. Medito Foundation has over 250,000 users, and we feel grateful that they chose to grow their business using DigitalOcean products such as Droplets and managed databases. Blindside Networks and Medito Foundation are just two examples of the global community of builders we serve. We enable these builders to grow by giving developers the ability to expand their knowledge of programming languages through our tutorials, enabling entrepreneurs to grow their apps by introducing new features, and allowing startups to grow their businesses by expanding globally. Earlier this year, DigitalOcean turned 10 years old, and from day one, our mission has been to simplify cloud computing so that builders can spend more time creating software that changes the world. We want to open up access for builders around the world to participate and thrive in the digital economy. And we do that by creating simple, easy-to-use products that power a wide range of businesses. This relentless focus on simplicity has paid huge dividends. Today, we are proud that DigitalOcean is used by over 600,000 customers in 185 countries and is the go-to cloud platform for developers, entrepreneurs, and startups to build and grow their businesses. Now, let's hear from two customers on how DigitalOcean has helped them grow their businesses.
Hi, everyone. My name is Ghulnaz, and I'm the CEO and founder of EasySize. And I have Emil with me.
Yes, hi, everyone. My name is Emil, and I work in EasySize, and my official title would be Head of Integrations. I'm also overlooking everything that's on the operational side concerning cloud.
Yeah, we as a company, we've been growing really rapidly in the last couple of months, or more like I would say before the pandemic and with the pandemic itself. As a company at EasySize, we work with small and fast-growing direct-to-consumer fashion brands. And essentially, we are trying to build data capabilities to them. We started at first with a product that could be implemented on their website, and where we, without asking about any measurements, be that body measurements or size charts, could recommend the perfect size and fit for any apparel and footwear products their customers buy. With the pandemic, obviously, online shopping has been growing really rapidly. And with that, our business has been growing rapidly as well. In the last 12 months, we increased the number of brands on our platform by 10 times. And we are also now getting ready to launch some new exciting products, bringing those data insights and analytics tools to online shops and online brands around the world. And of course, with that, it has been of great help for us to have DigitalOcean and products and services that were allowing us to scale it as fast as we could.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, having the uptime of DigitalOcean really helped us out. We did not have any issues in the last couple of years using DigitalOcean. The tools we're using, you know, the docs, the managed databases, container registry, they all helped us out a lot. Because that removed the hassle of us needing to maintain any of these tools ourselves. and allowed us to focus on our tool and scaling, which was fairly easy given the DigitalOcean's interface.
Yeah, I would also add that we work with brands around the world. We have hundreds of brands on our platform, small and big ones, sometimes brands that only maybe have 2, 3, 5 people in their team. And of course, for them, anything that goes on their website or interacts with their customers has to always work as fast as possible. So with that regards, it has been really great for us to rely on DigitalOcean servers to make sure, and services to make sure that there is no problem, no matter whether our customers are coming from the US or from Europe or from Singapore or anywhere else in the world. I know that we have a lot of plans upcoming for the company. One of the exciting things that we are now working on is that we are launching more products. So one of the products that we have recently announced is a post-purchase feedback chatbot. So a chatbot that chats with customers after they made a purchase. We've realized that a lot of brands didn't know much about what their customers actually want. So it's great for them to have that outlet to chat with their shoppers and understand if sleeves were too long in a shirt or the fabric was not as it should be after 10 washes or anything of that sort. We do plan to launch more products, and the idea is to scale this into a bigger platform that could be of use to any online fashion brands. And I know, Emil, we have discussed it many times in the team that there is, of course, a huge hope that we will be able to use DigitalOcean to scale this as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So far we had no issues with DigitalOcean, and the simplicity of the user interface. I can deploy things with a couple of clicks. I can test things up really fast. I can deploy things for our developers. It's been really great. The experience is really great. It's super easy to use. It's not overly complicated. We love it so far.
Yeah, I would say that from a business perspective, and this is me putting the founder and kind of CEO hat on, I would say that one thing that I have always appreciated during our time with DigitalOcean is, first of all, customer success. Just the, being able to work with the team on the other side that truly cares about your business and that always tries to find a solution, no matter what kind of problem you have. I think that has been really great. And to be honest, it's really an exception because we haven't seen that grade of customer success in many other companies. And then, of course, the other part is just predictability and the affordability of the price. I know we use a lot of stuff. So for me as a business owner, it's really great to know how much exactly we need to pay next month and the month after that. I think with that, we can probably wrap it up. I would say that for us, it has been great to grow together with DigitalOcean as a startup and as a small company. And thank you so much for having us here. Thank you for great service always. And we look forward to be growing more together.
Hi, I'm Barnaby Clark. I'm the CEO and one of the founders of Lineup. So Lineup is a SaaS-based ticketing platform for theatres and other live entertainment venues. And we have customers across the UK, in the West End, and across the US and Europe. Over the last couple of years, despite the impact of the pandemic on live entertainment, we've seen significant increase in the number of customers that we're working with. And we now have several big West End shows, including Disney's Frozen musical and the immersive Doctor Who event from the BBC. So a few years ago, we took the decision to migrate our platform to Docker and Kubernetes. And as part of that, we started investigating what hosting providers could offer. And really, we were looking for a solution that was offering a managed Kubernetes platform, but that was simple and easy and straightforward for us to use. And this is when we first discovered DigitalOcean. So when we first joined the DigitalOcean platform, we joined the Hatch program, and we started testing out with some of our smaller services and side projects. And what we found was that it was just so much more straightforward to use and easy to get set up on. And it quickly became apparent that there was a real opportunity for us to simplify things and save a lot of time and energy in terms of our hosting. So we took the plunge and we migrated all of our platform over to DigitalOcean and the managed Kubernetes platform. The migration itself was really quite straightforward. I think it took us about a week to move everything over. And really importantly for us, there was virtually no downtime, even when we had to migrate the production databases. So today we use DigitalOcean's managed Kubernetes platform, and then along with that we use the managed Redis database and the managed Postgres databases. So for us, the really key advantages are it's so easy to use. This means that more of the team can get involved in setting up services and managing the hosting and getting involved there. So it's not so much a centralized position. It's also meant that we can scale services much more quickly, whether that's adding more pods to a cluster or turning on new nodes. It's a lot more straightforward than it was in our old environment. And then the last thing for us is the combination of the DigitalOcean Kubernetes platform with the managed databases means that we can really focus on the services that we've built and setting those up as pods in Kubernetes and not have to worry about managing things like Postgres and Redis because they really seamlessly work well together. And we can leave that to the experts over at DigitalOcean. For us, we found the DigitalOcean support team to be extremely helpful. And that's really helped us on our journey. So I remember one instance in particular where we had a big on sale at a London venue, West End Theatre. We had a chat with the team beforehand about how we could best set up the cluster. And they were able to help us scale the load balancer as well as optimizing which nodes we were using. And this helped us really improve the throughput in the cluster without really changing the cost basis. We also find that the documentation, the tutorials, there's always a tutorial there, whether it's how do we migrate some data over or set up a new service or add monitoring to the cluster. There's always a detailed step-by-step tutorial and they're always really accurate and helpful. For us over the next year, we've got several projects in the pipeline. So one of them is that we just continue to grow and scale our existing cluster. And as more venues reopen and more people come back to live entertainment, we're seeing that as a really big opportunity. And as part of that, we want to improve how we monitor and manage our Kubernetes clusters. The other thing is we're working on a new reporting and analytics platform, and that will also be hosted on DigitalOcean's managed Kubernetes. And again, we'll probably use a variety of the hosted database products there. So for us, the experience of moving over to DigitalOcean has just significantly simplified our whole hosting environment, and we're really excited and look forward to working with them over the next few years as we build out more products and scale up further.
Over the years, building cloud-native apps has become more and more popular. Cloud-native apps are built and run to take full advantage of all the benefits that cloud computing offers and commonly utilize microservices, containerization, and Kubernetes. We've made investments in our product portfolio to make it easy for you to build and grow your cloud-native apps. This includes products like managed Kubernetes, fully managed databases, and App Platform, our platform as a service offering. As a next step in our journey, I'm excited to tell you that serverless computing is coming to DigitalOcean in the near future. A few months ago, we acquired Nimbella, a serverless platform provider. The addition of Nimbella's serverless capabilities will complement the infrastructure as a service and platform as a service offerings on DigitalOcean. This will ultimately provide more choice to application builders while maintaining the simplicity of the product experience and the price predictability that DigitalOcean is known for. Our teams are working hard on the integration, and we plan to have a serverless offering ready in the first half of 2022. With that, I'd like to pass it on to Jake Levirne to cover DigitalOcean's product updates in more detail.
Hi, I'm Jake Levirne, Senior Director of Product Management here at DigitalOcean, and I'm really excited to be back together again at DO Deploy, and especially excited to be looking back over the past year, all the things that we've been bringing forward in terms of new products, product updates, to really make the DigitalOcean Cloud better for you, better for your teams, better for your applications and the businesses and projects that you're trying to build out. So let's dig in. Let's take a look at the breadth of capabilities that DigitalOcean offers in terms of compute. So it's really been an exciting journey at DO. just building on top of Droplets, bringing you more choices for how you run your application or your workload. And Droplets, by far our most popular product and longest lived product, but really Droplets give you complete control. It's a virtual machine in the cloud that you can use as you see fit. And then moving sort of over to the right here and looking at DigitalOcean Kubernetes service, it's really taking the power of the open Kubernetes offering along with the entire CNCF ecosystem and making it available to you so that when you're building out containerized distributed applications, you've got the best tools available. And DOKS brings those to you at a great cost and with the full sort of openness of Kubernetes. You sort of get that raw experience. You get upgrades to the latest version. It's really yours to control and manage. And then moving again a little bit to the right here, App Platform brings you that same power of being able to build scaled out, distributed, containerized applications, but it lets you do it by focusing on your code, focusing on your customers, and letting us do the work of really managing that infrastructure and taking away the burden of having to think about infrastructure and instead being able to focus on the application that you're building out, whether that be a PHP application or Node.js application, a Python application. We can take care of that for you. And then I'm really excited because we've recently announced the acquisition of Nimbella, which means that coming in the first half of next year, we'll be introducing DigitalOcean's serverless offering, bringing functions as a service to DO, built on top of open source capabilities, which is amazing. And so with that, you're going to be able to focus even more just on the functions, function by function code that you need to write in order to build out your web application backend, endpoint by endpoint, or be able to build a rich event-driven application using functions. So we'll talk a little bit more about that, but just really excited for the breadth of capabilities we have. And of course, regardless of how you choose to mix and match these capabilities for your specific project, they're all delivered with a simple user experience, delivered in a way that's truly open, so you retain control over your application. So taking a look in more depth at our most popular product, Droplets, we continue to innovate with Droplets by introducing premium Droplets. This gives you more speed with the same simplicity. So you now have the ability to choose specific Intel or AMD processors, including the second generation Intel Xeon processor, second generation AMD EPYC processors. And those are paired up with NVMe storage, which really boosts the performance. And so for just an incremental cost increase, you get a lot more power. In fact, we've benchmarked our premium Droplets using TPC-C benchmarking, and we've seen a 36% plus increase in performance of our premium Intel Droplets with NVMe SSD as compared to our regular Droplets. So really, it makes a ton of sense to choose premium Droplets as a starting point when you're building out basic infrastructure. And we can even take a look at this. I mean, the breadth of capabilities we have just within Droplet lets you choose from shared CPU virtual machines through to dedicated CPU virtual machines, and even those that are optimized for specific use cases. And so with shared CPU basic Droplets, again, the premium Droplets are a great starting point. You get a lot more power for just incrementally more cost. On the dedicated CPU side, when you're first working with dedicated CPUs, general purpose is a great balance between CPU, storage, memory, right? It's really going to serve a lot of needs. And then, of course, there are optimized dedicated Droplets, CPU, memory, or storage optimized Droplets, which are going to be better suited to specific use cases. We'll even talk about a few of those use cases in a little bit around managed databases. So that Droplet offering, we continue to innovate there. And along with the innovation and performance and power, we've also been innovating on the user experience of Droplets. So Droplets have always had a way to attach to them through SSH, through password, but now we make it even easier to access your Droplets straight from a web browser. So you get a real rich terminal experience straight from the browser, straight from the control panel when you're accessing your Droplets. It relies on SSH under the covers, so it's fully secure. And it just makes it so that wherever you are, if you need that quick access to your Droplet, you can have it directly and straight from the web control panel for DigitalOcean. So that's really exciting news. Continuing on through the offerings that we've been sort of upgrading and improving, load balancers, huge improvements here. Also along the lines of performance, you're going to see this theme over and over again across the product updates that I've got. We wanted to make sure that you had the flexibility you needed to scale load balancers seamlessly just by adding more nodes. And so that flexibility is what we've announced with our latest load balancer offering. By putting together multiple load balancer nodes, you can go up to 100 nodes. And with that size and scope, you'll be able to handle 1 million requests per second or 1 million simultaneous requests. This is really a massive improvement, over 100x improvement compared to our previous load balancer offering. And speaking of performance improvements across the board, with DigitalOcean Kubernetes service, we've done massive investments in the control plane. Right now, we've got an early availability offering of our new control plane, and it includes optional high availability master nodes as part of your cluster. You even get those high availability master nodes for free with certain cluster configurations. So it's really bringing a lot more power and redundancy to DigitalOcean Kubernetes service. In addition, the redesigned control plane spins up faster, repairs itself more quickly, and it's much more secure. So all of these are reasons to look at upgrading your cluster or creating a new cluster on DigitalOcean using our Kubernetes service. In addition, we've made the user experience of DigitalOcean Kubernetes better. When you've got multiple resources attached to your cluster, things like additional storage resources, we've made it seamless to manage those all in one user experience, one user interface. We've made it easy to put those into a project, handle the lifecycle of your cluster as a single unit, including things like deletes. And we've also made it much faster to apply those upgrades that I was talking about earlier, right? One of the huge benefits of DigitalOcean Kubernetes is that we're really on top of bringing new versions from upstream Kubernetes to you as fast as possible. And with surge upgrades, the actual time it takes to do those upgrades is much reduced. So lots of improvements on the Kubernetes front, again, making it more reliable, more scalable for you, for your business, for your application. As we talk about the power of DigitalOcean for your application, for your business, there's a lot that we've been doing on the app platform. So again, app platform brings you that full power of a distributed system for running containerized applications, but we manage all of that underlying infrastructure for you. And so some of the things that we've been doing with the app platform is we maintain that simplicity of just pointing us to your code or your container. We'll run it for you, but we've maintained that simplicity, but added in a bunch of robustness. So for example, when you add databases to your application in app platform, you can now use the trusted sources capability of databases to make sure that database stays closed off to the broader internet, but accessible from your application. In addition, we've added in support for all the managed database engines that we offer. So those are all easily accessible right from within the app platform. We've improved alerting and monitoring. You can get alerting and monitoring on your application right from within App Platform. We've made it easier to deploy different types of applications, including deployment from mono repos. So just lots of improvements across the board. And some capabilities that we're really excited about for App Platform are things like log forwarding. So you can forward logs to external systems like Papertrail and Datadog, making it easier to operate and manage your application over the long term. You can view the progress of application deployment with rich data. We've added in support for cross-origin resource sharing, and App Platform is now available in all regions. So we really elevated App Platform to be able to give you the breadth of capability that you need in the data centers that you need in order to build out your application, your startup, your business, and your projects. We're just talking a little bit about databases. One of the most exciting things that we've announced this year is MongoDB support. So we've added MongoDB as an engine to our managed database offering. It brings you the most popular NoSQL database for you to use as you're building out your applications. You end up with the same fully managed solution that we offer across all of our databases with the scale that you need, automatic daily backups, automatic updates, all taken care of for you. We've done this directly in collaboration with Mongo. So we're just excited, again, to bring that open technology to DigitalOcean over and over again. So with Mongo, our managed databases portfolio is well-rounded, including Postgres, MySQL, and Redis. So we've got support for a range of different engines, which you're going to need as you're building out your applications. And when we look at how we recommend deploying these engines, you have flexibility. The same set of droplet offerings that we were talking about earlier are available to you for your managed database use. And so what that means is like those premium droplets that we were talking about could be a great choice for a basic Postgres or MySQL database. But if you've got more demand, more workload, you need dedicated CPUs and maybe more storage for Postgres and MySQL, general purpose droplets or storage optimized droplets are going to be perfect for those use cases. And when we look at Redis and its in-memory data store, that means that memory optimized droplets could be the perfect fit for high production Redis clusters that you're trying to deploy. So you can take a look at those. Shifting from databases to take a look at our marketplace and talk about that. It's just been a phenomenal year. We've added so many applications into our marketplace. We have over 230 one-click apps. Some newcomers include Trilio Vault, Red Panda, Netbox, dozens and dozens more. And in addition, we've been focusing on the user experience of our marketplace, just making it really easy to spin up a marketplace image in coordination with a managed database. So, for example, our WordPress and our Node.js one-clicks both offer you the ability to spin up a managed database as you're creating those one-clicks, right? So what that means is you can get a production WordPress or production Node.js environment up and running really quickly with a one-click plus a managed database. And then, as I mentioned early on, one of our most exciting announcements, our acquisition of Nimbella, means that serverless computing is coming to DO. We're taking a look at launching our DO serverless capability in the first half of next year. Nimbella brings the power of OpenWhisk to DO in order to deliver functions as a service. And these functions as a service can work seamlessly together with App Platform. They'll be able to work seamlessly across a range of our offerings so that you can build out web application backends, event-driven processing, and again, do it in a way that scales automatically from day one, and that lets you focus just on function by function, building out the capability that you need. Serverless computing helps you eliminate server management. It lets you get virtually infinite scale from day one, and really gives you control over costs. So it's just a great way for us to round out the capabilities that you need in order to build out your application, build out your business. You have a wide range of choices now. And Nimbella, I mean, it was an amazing choice from my perspective because it supports open standards, open source based approach to functions, which is really powerful. But it also brings some capabilities into the mix, like easier development of stateful functions. It's built directly on Kubernetes, so you sort of get that openness throughout. So again, look out for our serverless offering the first half of 2022. And in general, just take a look at all the new capabilities that we've been building out. We really are excited. I'm proud looking back over the last year of all the things that we've done to try and make DigitalOcean the cloud for you and for your team to be able to build the things that you want to build, focus on your users, your customers, and let us offer the simplicity that you need to make it easier to manage your infrastructure. So with that, I hope you enjoy the rest of Deploy Conference, and I'm really glad to have had the time to share with you. Thanks.
That's good. Thanks, Jake, for the product updates. Before we close the keynote, I want to share an update on a program that's very close to my heart, Holly's Hub for Good. I'd like to pass it on to Admas Kanyagia, our Vice President of Social Impact, to provide an update on Holly's Hub for Good.
Thank you, Yancey, and thank you to DigitalOcean for this warm welcome to Deploy. I recently joined DO in late September to develop a new social impact and sustainability function for the company. I come with 20 years of experience in the social sector, from working intimately with nonprofits, philanthropies, government, and companies on deepening their role in society. I'm excited to join a company that is driven, relevant, and based on love. My past experience has shown me that companies can take a role in addressing the pervasive and persistent social issues in our world. The idea of stakeholder capitalism has compelled companies to focus on long-term value. Companies can no longer focus only on short-term profit. They need to focus on the aspirations of employees, suppliers, customers, community members, and the environments where their businesses operate. What is even more compelling is that when companies do that, they can drive shared value. They can contribute to a social problem and leverage their business at the same time. We now see that profit and purpose are linked. As a social change maker, it's incredible to witness this sea change across companies. I'm excited to help DO define a new vision for social impact that will integrate with the business, work closely with social sector partners, and bring impact to the many communities across the world that we care about. I believe DO is poised and ready to bring this vision to life. Luckily, I don't have to start my work from scratch. There is an incredible breadth of work already underway at DO. In 2020, in response to the pandemic, we launched Holly's Hub for Good as a way to donate a portion of our infrastructure to organizations looking to make a difference in their communities. In early 2021, we announced our commitment to join the Pledge 1% movement as part of our IPO. We are allocating 1% of our pre-IPO equity valuation, around $50 million, to expand Holly's Hub for Good for the next 10 years. Since our launch, we have sponsored almost 1,300 projects. And moving forward, Holly's Hub for Good will include projects to help bring more people into tech, step up our commitment to open source software, and be the vehicle to ensure our sustainability moving forward. Here are some of the Holly's Hub for Good projects that we've continued to support since the summer, and I'd love to tell you about a few of them. The Federation of Humanitarian Technologists, or FHT, is a global network of developers who are designing, building, and maintaining critical open source infrastructure for those who are working in response to humanitarian crises. FHT is using our Droplets to build software for nonprofits and the wider civil society for a time when technology is needed the most. Nukoko is a sustainable development project in rural Ghana, working to develop the local economy, provide opportunity to students, and empower women. They are using our Droplets and database offerings to host their website, support internal communication, and manage donors and beneficiaries. We're so proud that our technology can be a force for good across the world and help us demonstrate that the community is bigger than just us. Thank you to the DO family for this warm welcome, and I look forward to the journey to come and the incredible impact we will make together. So please enjoy the next few hours of the Deploy conference, where we will dive into cloud-based technologies that can help you grow your business. Be sure to join the real-time conversations in Discord so you can connect with other cloud enthusiasts and DO employees alike. We are happy to answer any and all of your questions. So let's get on with the show.